Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're digging into a really profound little story. It's from The River's Persistent Path to Victory, and this specific part is called The River's Resolve.
Yeah, and it sounds simple, but our mission here is to unpack this idea of where real strength comes from.
Yeah.
How something small can actually overcome something huge.
Exactly. So let's set the scene. Picture this mountainous land. It's dominated by these massive rocks. The source calls them tall and proud, even hard and ancient. You get the sense they've been there forever.
All right, totally immovable giants.
Totally. And then flowing through all this, there's this small river, just gently moving along.
It's described as what? Young, delicate?
Yeah, young, delicate, almost insignificant, especially compared to these ancient rocks.
A real David and Goliath kind of setup.
Kind of, yeah. And the rocks, well, they act like you'd expect. They're full of themselves.
Yep.
They basically shout down at the river like, "You're just a trickle of water. We've stood here for centuries, strong and unmoved. You are nothing compared to us."
Just complete dismissal. Typical big guy stuff.
Right. Absolute confidence in their own, permanence.
But here's where it gets really interesting. The river's reaction. Or, it's non-reaction.
What does it do?
Well, the text says, but the river didn't argue. It didn't roar. It didn't fight. Nothing like that. So,
No, big confrontation.
nope. Instead, it simply kept flowing. That's the key phrase. Day and night, through summer and winter, in storms and droughts. It just...
Persisted.
Exactly. It persisted. And there's something powerful in that quiet consistency, isn't there? It's not about flashy power. It's just this steady, almost humble commitment.
Okay, so it just keeps flowing, and what happens then? Over the long haul.
That's where the payoff is. It's described as incredible.
Right. It says year after year, the river flowed steadily, patiently. And those same rocks, the unbreakable ones that were doing all the mocking,
Yeah? What about them?
they now bore deep scars.
Scars.
Yeah.
From the water.
Deep scars, yeah. Carved by nothing but water. Carved by nothing but patience. Carved by nothing but persistence.
Wow. So the insignificant little river actually reshaped the mighty rock.
Reshaped them. Think about that power, not sudden force, but just relentless flow.
And that leads to this amazing moment where the mountains, the rocks, they finally get it. They whisper, apparently we were strong.
But you...
Or unstoppable.
Unstoppable. That's the word. It flips the whole idea of power on its head. It's not about being the strongest right now.
It's about endurance, about outlasting.
Precisely. It's sustained effort versus brute strength. It's transformative power built up over time, bit by bit. You see this in science or even tech development, right?
Yeah.
Small, consistent steps lead to massive breakthroughs eventually.
Yeah, that makes sense. So the core moral, the takeaway from the river's resolve, is pretty direct then.
It is.
It states, a river cuts through rock not because of its power.
Because of its persistence.
Mhm.
Simple sentence, but wow, it holds a lot. Power versus persistence.
And it's a crucial distinction.
Right.
Force often meets resistance or just burns out. Persistence, well, it adapts. It finds a way. It keeps going. It's not trying to smash the obstacle in one go.
It's wearing it down, patiently.
Patiently, consistently, until what seemed impossible just gives way. It's the cumulative effect, often slow, often unseen day to day, but unstoppable in the long run.
Okay, so that's the essence of our deep dive today, this amazing lesson about the sort of quiet strength of just keeping going. Persistence, not necessarily brute force, is what can truly reshape things.
It really makes you think.
It does. And for you listening, here's something to maybe mull over. Think about the rocks in your own life, those big, seemingly immovable challenges. Could it be that the answer isn't some massive, sudden push?
Maybe not.
Maybe the answer is more like the river, that steady, quiet, unyielding flow of persistent effort. What could you change? What could you overcome if you just kept flowing?